When you hear the word mining, what comes to mind? A geologist, a rugged geologist rather, with a pickaxe? Or a dusty, high-risk drilling operation? Today we're throwing those images away because the future of Zambia's mineral wealth isn't being decided by a geologist. No. It's being decided by a supercomputer. A company named Kobold Metals, backed by the tech fortunes of none other than Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, is at the Mingomba site. Their artificial intelligence claims it can analyze millions of data points, pinpointing billions of dollars worth of copper and cobalt kilometers underground, which eliminates 90% of the risk or that crushes traditional exploration. The old ways are dead. Is Zambia the testing ground for the real AI revolution? Well, this episode is about why Silicon Valley is drilling in Zambia. The key group of companies behind Kobold Metals are as follows: Energy Ventures, which is under Bill Gates, and then there's Bezos Expeditions under Jeff Bezos, who have a joint venture with Zambia's state-owned mining investment holdings. Global copper demand is soaring, sky high, but the supply is trapped. All the easy-to-find shallow deposits have been exhausted, long gone, and new deposits are extremely deep, often 1,000 meters below ground. And this makes drilling incredibly expensive, risky, and time-consuming. To make matters worse, success rates are less than 1 in 10,000 for grassroots exploration. Now, while Kobold Metals was initially established in 2018, the massive investment in Zambia only materialized after the 2021 election. And there's a reason for that. Because under the previous PF government, aggressive state actions such as the seizure of assets like Mopani and KCM severely deterred international investors. To turn that around, the UPND administration reversed this by offering policy stability and risk-sharing framework. So the 50-50 MRL joint venture is a prime example of that. This allows Kobold to bear the high AI-driven exploration cost, while the Zambian state secures 50% equity in the huge potential upside without risking taxpayers' money, which is music to my ears. So this is the Mingomba's promise. The Mingomba site, which is near the Zambian DRC border, has known high-grade indicators. Early geological surveys suggest that the deposit size and grade could rival the legendary Camoa Kakula mine. Now, for context, the Camoa Kakula mine is located in the DRC's Lualaba province and is forecast to produce or did produce 440,000 tons of copper in 2024, and this will grow in the long-term targets to 650,000 tons annually. And if I remember correctly, Zambia currently stands at 800,000 tons per annum. So if this mine could rival that, that means that the production will almost double with one mine, which makes this a mega deposit. Don't forget, the world needs this copper for electrification and the green energy transition, because traditional methods can't deliver it fast enough. I'll explain to you why Kobold's AI platform, which is called Terracore, offers a superior solution versus the traditional method. You should compare it to drilling for water when you've just bought a plot and you now want to find water on your land. There are obviously disputed methods that can be used, from the person that claims that they can find water by holding a stick and walking around and then suddenly shake and say, oh, there's water here, to using geological locations on the map, which will indicate whether or not potentially there's water underground. But what makes the Kobold's AI platform Terracore better or superior is that it focuses on time and cost efficiency with chemical sample results and drill core data. So this proprietary machine learning platform analyzes thousands of variables simultaneously. So it doesn't look for the obvious. It identifies subtle, nonlinear geological fingerprints and correlations that human geologists would miss. So the outcome is that the AI generates precise 3D probability maps of where the ore bodies are likely concentrated deep underground, which reduces the number of unnecessary drill holes just like with the water, which is the most expensive part of exploration. And this manages to reduce it by up to 90%. So this is moving exploration from analog geology to data science. Now let's take a closer look at the project implementation, timeline, and the critical partnership with the MRL. First off, timeline and costs. Kobold's commitment is very tangible. They have already invested over $200 million in the multi-year exploration program. And this phase is about proving the deposit's economics, not immediate extraction. Then there's the technology on the ground. There's now a use of advanced high-precision drilling equipment guided solely by AI models. And don't forget, this is a guinea pig project, so Zambia is the focal point of this, which has both physical results but also results for the near future, because it also proves that Zambia is a climate where such guinea pig projects can be done. So this is about validating the AI's prediction with physical cores. Mingomba is also rich in cobalt, which is a vital component for high-performance EV batteries once again, and this positions Zambia as a strategic hub for both key battery metals. And then comes the partnership with MRL, which is a government trust. This 50-50 joint venture is key. It signals the Zambian government, through MRL, is willing to invest alongside the world's most advanced venture capital, retaining a significant equity stake in the country's technological future and ensuring local skill transfer. Kobold reports that 90% of its staff in Zambia is Zambian. And this is crucial because we often complain that foreign investors come in bringing their foreign employees along. But here, 90% of their staff is Zambian, which ensures direct local employment, skills transfer, and immediate economic benefit from the investment even before the extraction begins, which makes it beautiful, right? The success of the Kobold project proves that Zambia can host and execute complex data-driven projects. The AI models and data science skills developed by the local team are directly transferable to other high-impact sectors, such as agriculture, because by using satellite and weather data to predict crop yields, this will optimize fertilizer use and model drought risk. And we all know that El Niño is something that's here to stay and something that we're dealing with more and more on a yearly basis. It also affects infrastructure, because applying geospatial AI to identify weak points in roads and rail, such as the Zara or the Lobito corridor in future, for proactive maintenance optimizes limited national budgets. Then there's energy management. Using machine learning to forecast energy demands across the ZESCO grid will minimize load shedding and increase efficiency. Another question for you. If this AI exploration is successful, should Zambia prioritize attracting AI-driven manufacturing to utilize these high-tech discoveries locally? Send us your thoughts. As with every other episode that we've covered, we also like to look at the risks that projects bring. And this project is no different. You need to remember that the technology being used in the exploration is a greenfield technology. It hasn't been used anywhere else before. This makes it a high-risk, high-reward project funded entirely by private capital. So Kobold is paying the $200 million plus in exploration costs, and the Zambian taxpayer is not exposed to this financial risk at all. The risk of failure, which is brilliant. The mitigation is that if Kobold's AI works, Zambia receives 50% equity in a mega mine without spending a cent of the national budget on exploration. And again, I have to reiterate, this is brilliant because we've been in debt for such a long time. Remember, we had to be pulled out of a situation where we defaulted on our debt. And now we've got this potential of receiving a 50% equity in a potential mega mine without having spent a cent. Here comes the other risk. Exploration is slow. Even if successful, a mine opening is 8 to 10 years away. So the mitigation is that this provides a guaranteed pipeline of wealth for the next generation. And then there's, of course, the technology risk. AI drilling is still a relatively new concept, which I already mentioned, at this scale. The mitigation is that the investment fund backing it, Bill Gates' Breakthrough Energy, is signed specifically to take on the high-risk, high-reward clean technology bets. Now, Zambia is no longer just selling raw earth. It is selling AI-discovered, strategically vital earth. The 1.25 billion FQM deal secures Zambia's present. The Kobold AI deal, however, secures Zambia's future. But who ensures all this new wealth flows to the people? Next week, we're pivoting to talk about the Ministry of Finance's new plan to digitalize all government payments, to fight corruption and boost efficiency, the ultimate foundation for a fair economy. Zambia is no longer just selling raw earth. It is selling AI-discovered, strategically vital earth. The 1.25 billion FQM deal secures Zambia's present, and the Kobold AI deal secures Zambia's future. And then, of course, there is something that we mentioned before, which is the MMOU, the Memorandum of Understanding between Zambia, the DRC, and the US in introducing EV batteries into production in Zambia. And that's something we're going to discuss in the next episode. Stay tuned.